Hi CJ, it's your course director Emily Ray here. Just want to give you a bit of positive, productive feedback on this text-based version of your resume. So there is a little bit of style going on here. I can see that you've paid attention to the layout and the format. I'm not going to comment too much on that since this is mostly, this activity was mostly designed to get you working with the text of your resume. It's clear that you have a lot of work history and experience that you can draw from. So it's nice that you have that much content to work with. So there's a few things that I do want to address though, and get you to be thinking about moving forward in the media communications degree program. So your objective here isn't so much an objective. It's more like a summary, of your qualifications or what makes you a great employee. It doesn't really say anything about the types of positions that you're looking to get into. In that way, it's not clear as to what kind of job that you might be seeking, or even what industry, really. Couple of thoughts here that your email address, it has the 85 in it, and I don't know if that's your birth year, but that is an indication, to employers that potentially that's how old you are. Don't know if that's something, that you want to put out there. Kind of scrolling down, I do see, I'm not going to comment much on the styles of things, but the bullet points that you've used, these open circles, they kind of look like O's. They're not clearly bullets, especially because the size is a little bit larger, so that's something you might want to think about. It just kind of reduces the readability just a tad because it looks like an O, especially down here. So we have a little bit more spacing between the bullet and the text up in this portion, but right here it butts up right against. You also can see that when you have a list item or a bullet that wraps, it doesn't tab into the correct position to create a nice visual alignment here on the edge. Kind of thinking about the content itself, you don't really want to use an ampersand in the middle of a full sentence, right? So that would be an instance where you would just type out the word and. Ampersands are better for titles or subtitles in that space where it's okay to do a truncation or an abbreviation at that point. Kind of scrolling down, the questions that I have looking at this is, what are your professional aims? What do you want to do? I can see that you've had a kind of a variety of, what looks like, different types of support services, maybe HR related, or up here, I can see that you are working in financial aid, and just curious about what is the trajectory of your career, and what is, what kind of other work are you looking to get into? How are you going to use your media communications degree? Are you going to use it at all? So these are things for you to be thinking about. Moving forward, I want you to make sure that you can establish a clear connection between the skills and experience that you're choosing to share on your resume, and then ultimately the type of job that you want to try and get, right? So if you want to get a job in the media related field, so much more media related keywords need to be infused here. Thinking about kind of what your objective is, what skills or experiences do you need to have moving forward in order to be able to get that type of job. I like here down at the bottom where you say awards and accolades. One of the things that I would encourage you to think about is how can I list not just my responsibilities in each of these roles as relevant to the job I want to get, but also how can I speak to my accomplishments or what I was able to achieve in that position beyond what I was hired to do. So how did I shine? How did I make an impact? What was the clear benefit of me being in that position? And then last but not least, this is a very full and very professional resume already, but thinking about moving into more of a media communications related field, whereby this would be supplemented with a portfolio website of your work. I'd like to see you be able to get this down to a single page. Now, what that's going to do is force you to be very choosy about what content to include, what skills to highlight, what positions, to reference here. But looking forward into Portfolio 6, what you're going to be required to do is take this this text-based version of your resume and create one that is stylized and that has the aesthetic of the personal brand that you're working on in media communications. So ultimately, a few months down the road, you'll take this and turn it into a one-page resume that is fully stylized and branded, for your personal brand. So I hope that's helpful. Thank you for your attention to this, and let me know if you have any questions about the feedback provided.